The pandemic changed a lot of things about record buying, at least for me. I used to love to go to the record store constantly, and once we got into lockdown, I wasn't leaving my house. If I bought records, it was predominantly through online sales, and that became the norm for me for quite a while. But now that the world is back open again, and has been for a while, I've been going back to my record stores again and enjoying it. But I'm noticing this difference that I didn't notice before the pandemic. So I'd like to know if you are also seeing this. I live in the Southeast, and the city I live in is fortunate enough to have many used record stores, at least 10 or so that I think are pretty good, and maybe some others that also have used records that maybe not quite as good that I don't frequent as often. But I always have somewhere I can go for records, and if not my town, one town over, there's a bunch more. So, um, three of the places that I visit sell other things in addition to records. So, for example, one of the places I love to go is like half coffee shop and half used records. And every week they change out the records or add new records, and it's great. And I love to go down there every Friday. And we have two other record stores. They're a chain, it's just a two-store chain owned by the same people with the same name, but two locations. They are a combination bar and record store. So they sell alcohol in addition to records and other, snacks and sandwiches and things like that. So in America, we have this ability or this belief that tipping is something that should go to be pawned off from the employer to the customer. We're responsible for paying those employees because the owner only pays what, $2.13 an hour or something. So if you've grown up in America, you've been told your whole life you have to tip because that's how they make their money. And I get that, and I get it for a restaurant. If you're bringing me food, if you're refilling my drinks, I get that you should get a tip. But these three record stores that I'm talking about, if you pay with a credit card, it comes up and asks how much you'd like to tip the staff, and it pre-fills 20%, just like a restaurant. So that means if I buy records at the record store, typically I go in here, I find my records that I want, I take them to the counter, I hand over my card, the person rings them up, usually doesn't even speak to me, and then I leave, and they want me to tip 20%. So like if I buy $30 worth of records, they want me to tip $6 to the guy behind the counter who probably didn't even make eye contact with me based on the track record I have at these stores. Now, I understand tipping a clerk if they're exceptionally helpful for you, if they came over and helped you find things, if they gave you personal recommendations based on questions they asked you about the kind of music you like, I could see that being worth a tip. But if I come into the record store and I look in the new release, new arrivals section for used vinyl, and I see the Doors, and I take it up to the register and ring it up, or hand it to you and you ring it up, and you don't say boo to me, why am I tipping you? Like, I don't do that to the clerk at Walmart. I don't do that to the clerk at any other store. I will do it for food service. And I can understand if I bought a coffee or a sandwich while I'm at these shops that also sell those things, I would tip for the value of that. But why am I tipping? Why am I expected to tip 20% on vinyl? This has been bugging me quite a lot these past few days. I've been seeing it more and more. I think there is a fourth place that does this as well, but I'm not sure because I don't go to this other place much. But I wanted to get your opinion. Are you seeing this as well? Are you being expected to tip record store clerks 20% on a purchase you make with a credit card, whether or not they do anything above and beyond ringing up your purchase? I'm just curious, especially for non-Americans. I'd like to know about that because, as I say, America has been brainwashed into the consumer will pay for our employees. We don't have to pay them a living wage. And Europe doesn't stand for that. Good for y'all. So tell me what you think about that. That's a new trend I'm seeing, at least new to me, and it's kind of irritating me and makes me want to go back to buying records online. So let me know what you think.